Mr. Bert Fecteau began his teaching career at Amesbury High School in 1950 after attending college and serving his country in the U.S. Navy during World War II. At some point early on, he was asked to supervise Class Day, which was a competition among freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. This day included athletic events such as three-legged races, climbing flagpoles, and many more. Later on in the year, as there were no organized boys' spring events other than spring football, he was asked to watch over the boys who wanted to form a workout group. He agreed and thought that, while correcting papers, he would just be there for them in the stadium as the boys worked out. He knew nothing about track, but he became interested in such a program and thus began an unofficial track team at AHS in 1952. The school had been a member of the Northeast Conference in other sports, and soon the AHS track team was also competing in the NEC. With the help of colleague Harris Melia, they found school budget money for NEC printed shorts and shirts for the team. The following year, the team received sweatshirts and pants. Track shoes and spikes were shared by team members. The early years of competition were a struggle for wins, but by 1956, the team turned in a winning record of 5 wins and 2 losses, the best season since the renewal of the sport at AHS in 1952. At the beginning of the 1957 season, the team got off to a great start, winning its first 5 meets. However, on the team bus to its next meet in Winthrop, they were subdued, nervous, and uptight because they remembered that the Winthrop team had bested them soundly the previous year. As they passed by a bar, Eddie Batal hollered out, "Hey, if we win today, we can stop here for a beer on the way home." The whole team cheered, and that seemed to loosen them up. They beat Winthrop handily that day, 54-23, and went on to 5 undefeated NEC seasons through 1961. For the record, Coach Fecteau's team's records were, in 1956, 5-3, in 1957, 8-0, undefeated in the NEC, and they won the NEC meet. In 1958, 8-0, undefeated in the NEC, and won the NEC meet and became 6th in the state. 1959, 8-0, undefeated in the NEC, and won the NEC meet, finishing 4th in the state. 1960, 8-0, undefeated in the NEC, won the NEC meet, and finished 2nd in the state. 1961, 6-0-1, undefeated in the NEC. In the words of Dave LaHate, AHS class of 1959 football, basketball, and track captain, and a 2015 inductee into the AHS Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Fecteau was very important in my life through high school and after. He was a real hero and mentor to me. Congratulations to inductee, Coach Bert Fecteau.
On behalf of my father and my family, I'd like to thank the committee for this award. Although I think my father would be the first one to point out that none of that would have happened without the motivated guys on the track team that started this. I mean, my father didn't start the track team, he was the first coach of it. Motivated student athletes came to him and asked him to start it. They were the guys that were always running. I remember I was about 8 years old at the time, and I was in the family station wagon. And my father would drive by and he'd see a guy on his way to school that was on the track team. He'd roll down the window and say, "Hey, how come you're not jogging?" Which, you know, dads always sound like that. And, gee, the guy would just start running. You know, I mean, try that today, you know. Now, I was going to do this big thing about how the track team started, but the presentation pretty much covered it. So just one little story, when the track team was first coming into its own, Salem, Mass, the big city down there, they were a track powerhouse. And they called my father and they, volunteered to, compete with the Amesbury track team, just fledgling team. And the agreement was they would have a meet this year, and then the following year they would, come back to Amesbury. The first meet was in Salem. Well, I guess they came up and Amesbury trounced them, and my father never heard from Salem again. And anyways, I'd like to thank you all. Like I say, he would say that it's more an award for the guys that was under him than him.